Let me ask you this. Do you feel like in your business, like your team is working so hard, but actually missing a little bit of something that you can point your fingers at? Today, that's what I want to talk about because recognizing patterns in your business, in your employees, that's one of the most game changing pattern you will ever encounter in a business. And when that thing clicks, everything changes in your business. And that's what we are going to talk about today.
With Sasu, scaling your business shouldn't be hard.
Now, today I'm going to show you exactly how we do this in our business, in our portfolio, so that you can recognize patterns in your business and also recognize what people are doing because this boosts your bottom line, also boosts their confidence in the employees. Now, here's a quick start, right? Companies with effective recognition program are 31% more likely to improve retention and 12 times more likely to have a strong business outcomes. Now, I want you to imagine the impact this could have on your business right now, in organization or corporation. So I want you to stick around. I'll show you step by step how we do this. Hey, my name is Sangwa, founder of Sasso, and here what we talk about is we just help business owners, you know, build thriving businesses, scalable businesses you can sell one time. So employees recognition program is one of the things that I see many founders or business owners overlook. They don't care about this, and this is a game changer in a business. By the end of this video, you will know exactly what you need to do step by step, so that you can implement, this program into your team and also get the best results possible. Now, step one is define the purpose of the program. Now, before we dive into this, I want you to ask yourself this question as a HR or a business owner, co-founder, founder. What exactly are you trying to achieve here? What exactly are you trying to achieve by this program? Do you want to boost sales? Do you want, to implement new strategies? Do you want to increase productivity? What exactly are you trying to achieve? Are you trying to reduce turnover? Or maybe you want to do all of that, right? So when we talk about these action steps, what you need to do to define the purpose of the program, you need to ask yourself what is missing, what am I not achieving, how are we doing in our sales department, how are we doing, you know, in any department you have in your business, because some business don't even have departments. Maybe you have a small business, you are two, three, five people. So at the end of the day, we just want to keep things simple. What exactly do you want to achieve this quarter? What do you want to achieve this year? Uh, that allows you to really focus on the key metrics that you want to improve. Now, some business don't have even metrics. My by metrics, I mean the numbers. What exactly, how are you doing the sales? How many people are reaching out? How many people are interested in your services? How many people have you reached out and rejected you? Those numbers are also equally important because they help you, refine and iterate your product. We need to know those details, right? So that is the step number one. Define the purpose. What exactly do you need? And I don't want to bore you with these strategies because most of them we know it. But let me give you an example at Sasu Academy. Our programs on goals is simple. Just we want to celebrate contribution that drive growth and innovation while building team camaraderie. That's what we strive at Sasu because we want people to feel like, they are home at Sasu. That's what we want to achieve. So if in your business, you just need to look yourself in the mirror, what exactly are your principles and the values? What are the key metrics you want to achieve in your business? And if you see that, then that will be the first number one. Now, the second thing is decide on recognition methods. How do you see what people are capable of? Now, this has a direct ties in hiring, but when you are hiring someone, you don't know anything about them. Aside from the resume and CV they bring, you don't really know someone, right? Let's be honest. But when you hire them, you have them for 1 month, 2 months, 6 months, then you start to notice patterns, right? You start to notice patterns where you start, okay, this person is really engaging. They have no social anxiety, which means if they are doing sales, it it might be better if they go outside the company, right? Maybe they can do door to door, or they can present your products outside, or they can do sales calls because they are naturally extroverts. Those are the real tips to recognize on what your employees are capable of. And hence, when you this recognition isn't like a one size fits all, this is important to tell your approach to what your team values but the most, right? So now, when you're trying to recognize people for what they do in the business, we need to know there are probably like three types of recognition. And the first one is public recognition. This can be done inside the organization, right? This can be that you can go on the podium and say, "Hey, I want shouts out to this guy Mike. Hey, he did this and this." Good. You can do this in Slack. You can do this in your uh team meetings, whatever you might do in your business where people, meet. That's public recognition. The second one is personalized rewards. Now, this can be a handwritten note saying thank you for doing this for, and I know some founders we go into the comments of this video and say that is not ethical. But as someone who has over 18 startups in my control, I can tell you this: if you want to have people be seen in the business, you need to do this in your startups, in your organization, your company. You have to do this. It doesn't have to be like an always thing, but you need to recognize people either in public or personalized rewards can be a gift of some sort. Just show them that you have seen them, right? Now, this is what you call monetary incentives. This can be a bonus or a gift card or a paid time, a paid time off. All these things can be, rewarded to people in terms of recognizing their contribution in the company. So for a pro tip that I currently use in my business, sometimes you do this like once a year, right? You can recognize people in public, give them an award or gift card or whatever, something that is formal, right? Then you can also give them something that like an email, right? This is an informal way of recognizing people and to let them that they are seen in the business because most of the people who leave major companies, aside from the financial aspect, most of the times because they don't see the future there, and there is no way of ensuring as a founder, there's no way of ensuring someone doesn't see the future in your business than them knowing that they're not sick. That's a clear indication that that person is not staying for more than 2 years. Now, step three is I want you to involve your team in this process. And the reason I say this is because a successful recognition program isn't just, created in isolation. Your employees should have, a say in what should be done for them to be seen. So the way I do this in my business and also in other business that we have in our portfolio is that we just host like a virtual event. Then we ask people to drop in the chats what they think, or we can say, hey, look, guys, come to the conference room. You can sit down and can do this anonymously. You can just write a paper. How do you want to be seen in the business? How do you want to be treated? Or maybe you can ask like an open-ended questions like what makes you feel, seen or appreciated at work. These kind of questions gives you a perspective on what needs to be done because at the end of the day when it's anonymous, then your team will feel like open because they know there's no retribution coming to them, and this helps them opening up. And I know many business owners and founders can relate to this because it's a challenge because most people they come for money. That's like the main reason people are working for you. They need money, but again they need to socialize, they need to feel comfortable coming to work, they need to know their job is safe. So the reason I say this and the reason I'm making this video is because you have conversation with many founders like you say, I have 10 employees, but I don't see them like, I just see them as a tool at the business. But these are human beings. So you need to learn how to appreciate them, right? I can give you an example here. Like we found out that most of our team values, experience over things, right? And this is in the future where so we introduced an experience box where employees can choose activities like cooking classes or escape rooms as roles. And this really changed how people come at work, the mood. Because if you want to increase productivity, people need to feel like they're doing this for themselves because they know there's some incentives behind what they're doing. Now, if you're like me, I want you to pay attention on this step 4 because this is going to change the way you see business. I want you to set clear criteria of recognition. And by this, I mean, because ambiguity in business is a motivational killer, right? If someone doesn't know what they're supposed to do, first of all, they will not deliver what you want. Hence, they will not get the reward. So you need to be clear. And most founders, uh, they don't have this experience. I've been doing business for almost a decade, and I can tell you, most business founders, they know they have a product, they know what they need to achieve this year, but they don't know how to chip down all the processes and strategies and frameworks that needs to be stacked so that they can reach the goal they want. So when you have an employee, you come to them and say, "Hey, I need this to be done by the end of the day," but you don't give them clear guidance on how this is going to be done, then that becomes a problem. Or you hire an intern, and an intern, what they're supposed to do is just to sit around and watch how business is done. That's their main contribution. But you expect them to do things like they know, but they don't. You have no frameworks, you have no tutorials, because I always tell people, look, you need to have some sort of tutorials or frameworks or trainings. They can be videos or tutorials basically showing new employees how things are done, how processes, how do you use pipelines, how do you use a CRM, how do you use all the things you use in your business. They have to be some sort of training that helps someone learn, even if they don't need someone to shadow them. Now, if you don't have that person in your business, you don't have those tools like tutorials and everything, and then you expect someone to achieve what you taught them without showing them how it's going to be done, especially in something that is complex and also outside the scope of their expertise, they you should not be surprised at the end of the day if they don't deliver what you needed. So, if you want people to be seen in the business, first of all, you show them what needs to be done, right? That's one form of being seen. Hey, say, look, I want this to be done, and this is how it works. Now, for some reason, some people say, okay, that's not applicable in everyone. If you hire a doctor, you are not going to show them how to be a surgeon. Correct, that's understandable. But I'm talking about KPIs here, right? Company values, performance indicators. What do you need for them to be seen so that they can get the recognition they want? You can say, hey, these are our KPIs. We need to have at least 20 sales from, this 1st of January to the 13th of January. We want you to close at least 100 sales. Or maybe you can say, these are our key performance metrics, and we want this to be done by the end of, this week. All of these company values, key metrics, you need to share those information to employees so they can know this has to be done today or tomorrow or this week. Now, approach tip here is that you need to ensure that everyone has, equal opportunities by recognizing uh, a variety of contribution, not just sales numbers or, but also creativity, teamwork, and leadership. People need to be, they don't want, you don't want to make certain groups in the business feel like they're above others, like salespeople. Like most salespeople make a lot of money than other people in the business, right? And when you try to give recognition to this department, the IT department will feel like, for but you're not seen, or the HR will not feel seen, or whatever. If you have many departments, you need to have some sort of strategies where they have an equal contribution and also equal equal recognition to all the contribution being done in the business. Now, this is another key point. You need to make it regular and consistent. And by this, I mean, if if you want to host an award that happens like once, this is not going to cut it, right? This has to be a consistent thing. So people feel like we are working towards something this year. If maybe you have three departments, you can say, hey, if any department hits this certain number or maybe a closing rate of 60% this year, we will reward you with this, so that if the team A wins, then team B and C we feel like, okay, you know what, we need to do better next year or the next quarter. This has to be a consistent thing. If it doesn't happen, it can be weekly, it can be monthly, annually, but it has to be consistent. Like for us as at Autolab, or Autolab by Sasu, we have these things because we mainly make AI automation on the website. So we have many teams that are working on automation and other working in building websites from scratch. So most of the times we have developers in one team and other developers in team B, and we make them compete. And we provide some sort of incentives when they finish the project, and you can see, hey, which one is doing better, which one is doing better. And we call this a Wednesday, a weekly Wednesday win, where we see how many projects have we closed this week. This is something cool that we do in business. We have been doing this for almost 6 months, and it's really improved our productivity by 40%. But the way we did these things before, some teams were like, okay, this project is not due, next month. So there's no reason I'm going to stress myself out. But right now, we can deliver a website in 2 days, when before we used to take like 2 weeks. So that really helps our teams, to work towards, a certain goal and recognition in the business. And this really boosts, our income. Now, there's no program that is perfect from the start. That's why I want you to remember that you have to monitor and improve the program, right? So, and we do this by correcting feedback, right? Because without feedback, there's no way we're going to make adjustments in the business. And the ways we do this to track effectiveness is by use survey to measure employee satisfaction, right? How are things being done? How do you track, metrics like productivity, retention, engagement score, churn in your business? Calculate everything, right? What is the LFTV in your business, the lifetime value of a client? What is the cost of acquisition of a client? All these metrics, when you have them, it shows you, okay, we've been spending so much more on acquiring a client and our churn is high, meaning we are losing them. So what is really missing in the business? So when you have these metrics, you use these metrics to present to your team. You say, hey team, we've been losing clients more and more in this quarter. So according to this data, I want you to improve this, number. Maybe we lost 20 clients this month. I want you to gain more of, 20 clients, meaning 40. You get 20 to replace the ones you lost, and also other 20 who are new clients. And you put a reward there. Say, team B, if you do this, that would be great. Team C, if you do this, that would be great. Then now this can create an unhealthy kind of competition in the business. By the end of the day, even if you have one team, right, and you say, hey team, if you are able to hit this number, I will reward you with this, incentive, a trip, or whatever, a gift card, whatever. But just how you need feedback. That's why I say monitor and improve the program, because at the end of the day, you need metrics. And if you don't have metrics, I'll make a separate video on how, to have metrics in your business field. If you don't have metrics, you shouldn't be running a business, because there is no business without metrics. And metrics, I need data, numbers. What are you losing? What are you gaining? How do you plan for the future? Because a guy reached out to me, like, I think his last month, and he said he was trying to start his, agency business, basically an SMMA, and combined with AI automation agency. And he was just looking for a 7.7 million, because they make around 20, right? And he wasn't even selling to me because I don't have that kind of money, but he was trying to find someone who might be interested in that. And he was trying to do a consulting so that I can evaluate how his business, is doing, and what is the potential number he can, ask for on the market. You know what, the guy, I mean, yeah, he had some, tips and some data and things like as someone who's doing SMA, of course, but this guy didn't know anything about his business because he didn't know how the churn. He didn't know, yeah, he knew the CAC, but not entirely because usually CAC, people think is how much money have you spent on acquiring client. It's not only the money you spent on ads, it's also the money you are paying your employee, the money you are paying your rent or office rent, everything combined. So he didn't have all these numbers, right, to begin with. And the most important thing here, because it was like a software, he didn't have the software he was renting. He was just using Go High Level, which means the system was not his. So I recommended, hey, if you want to do this and say this for, a big check, you need to create your own software doing this. Because there is no way you are renting a software. If you're going to start this business, there's no way they're going to give you the money you're looking for. And he went back. I don't know what he's doing right now, but I bet you if you don't have those metrics and numbers, there's no way you're going to sell your business and be profitable as you want. So that's the whole story of having, monitoring and having feedback in your business. If you don't have feedback on how your product is doing, there is no way you're going to educate your team on what exactly you need. So that's where your ambiguity starts from because you're expecting your team to have your dream, to do things you think they should be doing, why you are not sharing your vision, what you want. And the only way to get that eh, data is by having these numbers. Now, I remember when we started doing, we first launched FutureWare, we had this recognition program because as a new startup, you need to, you have a new team, you don't know them, just you want them to stay. That because there is no way you're going to start hiring people and them leaving after 3 months of starting a business. Now, when we started, it felt like awkward, right? Initially, because all these add-ons, incentives, it feels awkward. You have a salary, you also have this you are going to get if you perform better, all these performance incentives. And this didn't really work in the first time, but after like 3 months, we start to see the results. The performance skyrocketed 20%, morale skyrocketed, the rate improved. So this is really something that you can really apply into your business right now. And I promise you, as long as you are here watching Sasu, we will be sharing more about how to run a business the right way. Because these are not just sit down tutorials, these are education videos because we want you to have the education you never had a chance to learn from school. And there's no way you can have this type of education than talking to someone like me who had experience in doing it or other people who are also doing business even 100 times better than me. Now it's a time to build an employee, recognition program that really, really transforms your team. And if you want more information on how to scale your business, how we have, almost 400 businesses using our PS model, how we've been able to teach founders, how to build a scalable business and also sell it for more money, how to hire, sales processes, management, everything. We have over 50 plus programs that you are going to get for free if you join Suso Academy. If you join Suso Academy, then you have access on all those programs which are worth over $40,000. You just get that if you join Suso Academy. So I want you to click the link below, right? You can join a wait list. We'll be live soon. So you can just wait for an email. But I really believe this is something that is going to change your business. And if you want 2025 to be a year where you start to see success in your business, you know everything about hiring, you know everything about management, everything that goes into business to really scale to move from $1,000 a day to $10,000. to move a business from making maybe $500,000 to 1 million, moving from 1 million to 5 million. It's baby steps. But if you want to know, I want you just to join and see for yourself. You can judge, right? So I'll see you in the next video.